Welcome back to episode 9 of the Sideline Surge podcast, where two dudes like us that never made it inside the white lines talk about it from the sidelines. Me, Dustin, your host, co-host, DJ. How you doing?
Good. Trying to figure out this college football 25 game day and day. So I feel like I'm getting a little bit better, and every day that I get a little bit better in that game, the happier I am. So I can't really complain right now. Made progress.
Right. Yeah, we were talking a little bit before. He said that he's been absolutely grinding the game. Tell us a little
I
bit,
have.
just a little bit about your rebuild here that you're doing.
Yeah, so I mentioned in an episode before, my alma mater is Texas State in San Marcos. Fantastic university. Highly recommend it. But anyways, that was kind of my end goal. As
Look,
I knew what I wanted to do
you're
was
not
to end up.
recruiting us, all right? You don't have to sell us on the
All right,
program.
I'm still in that mindset. That's what I just landed my first 5-star, so I'm kind of stoked about that. So anyways, though, but yeah, kind of how that process worked. I knew that was my end goal, is that I wanted to end up at Texas State, but I didn't want to take kind of the easy way and just say, hey, I want to be the head coach at Texas State. So what I decided to do was be the defensive coordinator at Penn State. Did that for 2 years. Ended up getting offered after winning the Big Ten 2 years in a row. I ended up getting offered. I didn't win the Natty. I don't want to talk about that. Both years ended up getting demolished, and that's kind of whatever. So anyways, decided to go to Texas State, head coach there. I'm in my first season, got a big transfer portal. And then after that, also, now I'm recruiting all of these guys, 4 and 5-star. It's Texas State. My thought process is I don't need to scout these players. I just need to offer them scholarships. And I ended up scouting all of these, or not scouting them, giving them scholarships. I had a 5-star and then 2 4-stars immediately signed with me after the first 3 weeks. So I'm stoked. I'm riding a little bit of a high. So I'm sorry for selling you. But if y'all were interested in Texas State, go ahead and join that bandwagon.
Oh, God. Well, speaking of bandwagons, you kind of transitioned me right into what I wanted to do next. I have a game, and it's about bandwagons and becoming a bandwagon fan for this year. I wanted to list out 5 teams in the NFL, and I want you to give me the team that you would most want to bandwagon for this upcoming season. All right? These 5 teams are the Jets, the Chargers, the Ravens, the Colts, and the Packers. Jets, Chargers, Ravens, Colts, Packers. Okay, you're a Packers fan.
Yeah, I am. That's what I'm saying. But just because of that, I won't pick them.
Right.
Because I'm naturally just gonna bandwagon them anyways. So
I will say that seems like a fun team to bandwagon. So I would say that on my end, it seems like a fun team to bandwagon because Jordan Love's coming on really good. So
yeah, and third time's a charm, right? I love the Brett Favre, I love the Aaron Rodgers era, but they were only both able to kind of pull away one Super Bowl trophy. I'm just saying, third time's a charm. Let's see what Jordan Love's got. Maybe that's where we see a little bit of a dynasty run with him. But anyways, in kind of all reality, I like the Ravens team, and I'm excited to see what they can do. But if I really had to pick, and it's mainly because I'm a Packers fan, I'm going to go with the Jets. They have such a dominant team. I love Aaron Rodgers. Like I have no remorse for him leaving and going on his own adventure. I hate that last season ended the way that it did. So I'm ready for him to kind of bounce back from that injury. He has a loaded offense, has a loaded defense. I kind of want him to kind of get that last bang. I don't know how many years he expects to be playing in the NFL, but I know that his time is coming to where he's like, I'm kind of done with this. So I want to bandwagon them. They just have such a fun team. Wide receiver core, running back core, like defense, everything on that has just playmakers all across the board. And Aaron Rodgers has never had that really in his career. Obviously a Super Bowl run, he had a top 10 defense. And outside of that, that was kind of it. So now Aaron Rodgers gets to be surrounded by all that. So I'm easily bandwagging them.
Yeah, that was kind of a layup in a sense. I didn't really think about that. And then I forgot about the Packers for just a half a second. And I added the Packers in there. But either way, I would like the Packers. The Packers are cool, like I mentioned. I hate the Jets as a Patriots fan. I hate the Jets. But I was really excited last year to see Aaron Rodgers be on this new team, just start a new journey. And then it was really upsetting, even for all of NFL, right? A football fan, when Aaron Rodgers went down in 2 minutes into the game, like, that was heartbreaking, just in the fact that, like, dude, I was excited to see what he could do with this new team, with these new weapons. just from a football standpoint. But Aaron Rodgers is great too, amazing quarterback. But yeah, just hate the Jets. So I am excited to see him now. Actually, hopefully, stay healthy and see what he can do with this team for the Jets. Yeah, added in some of those other teams. I mean, like the Ravens, obviously they now got Derrick Henry, which is kind of a fun little wrinkle into their game. And then Colts up and coming. Anthony Richardson also injured last year, back. And then it was the Chargers, which, obviously new head coach. Just see what they could do there. Thought maybe it'd be fun. Good defense.
Yeah, no,
What it is.
and that's the thing. But man, I can't imagine that team's going to be a fun watch. Like I feel like whenever I watch NFL, it's mainly for fantasy football purposes.
Oh, those wide receivers.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not drafting anybody on this Chargers team because of that. It's going to be very hard to join that bandwagon.
And because
Like
of
Vlad
that,
McConkey is
I'm
not
out.
the only one. Right, exactly. So it's like I'm not going to bandwagon that team. They lost every single playmaker except the quarterback Justin Herbert himself. But like outside of that, like what is there really to watch? Like a lot of those games, I think it's going to end in probably both teams under 21. Like I think that someone's going to be like really hooping and hollering if they score 24 points, and it's going to be like, yes, we did it. Like good defense, and then they don't have the offense to match. So it's going to be really run heavy or just possession catches, just like methodical drives down the field.
Yeah.
It's not the type of football I want to watch on a Sunday.
I love Justin Herbert. So I hope that he's able to do something with the cards he's dealt this season. Not quite sure that's going to be the case. You know what? I should have added the Bears. The Bears would have been a fun one in this. But I think the Jets is probably a good answer for you, given the reason.
Yeah.
So, all right, good little first game. We will have another game towards the latter end of the episode as well. But we had some important games from the night before to talk about. Do you want to take away some of these?
Yeah, I was kind of excited to watch this series, but it was the Phillies avoided a sweep versus the Pirates after losing 2 out of 3 versus the Oakland Athletics, but they avoided the sweep yesterday versus the Pirates. I was excited for them because the Braves entered after the All-Star break 8.5 games behind. But then the Braves followed this up with the Phillies avoiding the sweep with losing 2 games to the Cardinals. We were still 8.5 games behind. It was a perfect opportunity with the way the Phillies have been playing the last 2 series for us to make a jump, and we didn't make a jump. So that was just demoralizing. So anyways, that was kind of it. Good thing to see, though. Nico Horner for the Chicago Cubs saved the day, hits a double in the 9th to tie the game, then comes up in the 10th with the bases loaded, draws a walk-off walk. What a day for him. I love that little 2-1 win for them. Also, Red Sox, your team, got swept by the Dodgers. Although it was a very, very great series, unfortunately got swept by the Dodgers.
Yeah, I mean, it was really tough. I mean, we lose. We're winning 1-0 all game, basically, in the first game. We ended up losing. And then the next game, game 2, extra innings, end up losing. Kiki Hernandez did it to us. Former Red Sox. Love him. But, yeah, he ended up doing it to us. And, yeah, we had to get swept by the Dodgers. I mean, just a little setback. But, I mean, nice to hear some good news out of the Cubs offense, I'll be honest, because holy, they suck. I hate that. I hate watching that team. I hate having bets on that team. Any person I bet on in that team offensively, I watch the game. The bases are loaded. He's up, and it's just like ground ball, double play, strikeout. I'm just like, dude, do something with the bases loaded, Cubs. Like, you get paid to do this. Runners in scoring position. Do something. Yeah.
Right. And this is exactly like Chicago Cubs fashion. Bases loaded, bottom of the 10th, walk. Like it's just like, okay, well,
only
like,
way they can.
We're not gonna end it with a hit. Right. We're not gonna end it with a hit. We're gonna walk it. We're gonna draw 4 balls, and we're gonna take this game.
Hey, could you imagine that the coach is like, hey, Nico, keep the bat in your shoulder, buddy. Please, we need a win here. Don't swing.
Patience is key.
Yeah, don't swing. Oh my God, treat that team like a little league team.
Right. Honestly.
Yeah. And then we talked about it. The Red Sox got swept. Whatever. Still feel like we're in a pretty good spot to try and push to make the wild card. This was crazy, and I almost had to move out of the country. Team USA men's basketball almost loses to South Sudan, I believe is how it's pronounced. Um, almost lost to a minivan down south. And
Crazy.
that's 101 to 100. LeBron saves the day with the layup, I guess. Go ahead, layup. But, dude, there's no reason any of these teams should be in a game with these guys. Like, sure. I mean, like, I don't even feel like chemistry should be different. Like, these guys play with each other, play against each other all the time, are friends off the court on Team USA. These other teams are probably pulling people from everywhere that have, like, barely ever met or talked. Or at least I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. But, like, it's not a chemistry thing. These guys are the best players in the world. Like, you have to be dominating a game against South Sudan.
And that's the only thing I can think, because this was obviously a friendly matchup. And it's like, at a point, do they just view it as that? Because that makes no sense. Like, not that I don't know if there's anybody like that currently plays in the league that played on South Sudan. I don't know that, so I'm not going to speak on that. But there's no one that comes to my mind that's a playmaker that was like, oh, this is who they've got today. But I mean, even regardless, like you're saying, these are the best players in the world. And the only thing that I can rationalize that makes a little bit of sense in my mind is that they viewed this as a friendly matchup, so they played friendly. But it's like, we walk off on a layup by LeBron. Why could we not do that first 3 quarters? Like, what is going on? We win by 1 point. Not that it would have killed us, but it's like maybe that is what kind of needed to happen to us, was we lose a game versus South Sudan in this friendly matchup. Have a little bit of a reality check. I don't know.
I've seen kind of a headline like that. Like, this is kind of what, the test that they needed or something like that. But, like, you should be able to beat this team by giving 70% of your abilities to this game. But, like, you also, I don't buy into that and I don't think you were either, but you're just kind of talking about it. But I don't buy into them just like lackadaisically, oh, it's just an exhibition type of game or, a friendly. And it's just like, no, dude, the whole USA would be roasting you right now if you lost this game. And you should not want to lose this game for your country in general. Like, I can't get behind that necessarily and give them an excuse that way. But you got to be able to turn it on and just take care of these teams, to be honest with you. And the competition's going to get harder than that. That's what's sad and scary. If they're struggling with that, the competition's only going to get harder. So, yeah, that's.
And we're only a week away. Only a week away from the real deal.
Yeah, so we'll see where they end up. They better win it all. They better win it all. I gotta say that. But real quick, let's go ahead and pull up Daily Grind Fantasy. If you guys don't know, we are powered by Daily Grind Fantasy, where you compare sportsbooks, lines, and odds directly back to PrizePicks, Underdog, and all of these other fantasy apps to find the best possible value. We can hit a quick refresh, see what there is right now. David Peterson, under 31.5 fantasy score on PrizePicks right now, seems to be one of the better plays. We can click that and see the fantasy score page. It is off by about 2.7 fantasy score when comparing to DraftKings, Caesars, and Bovada. So, a couple lines to base it off of, and it's off by about 2.7 fantasy score. So, looks like PrizePicks is a little too aggressive with their fantasy score projection on this. Then you have a couple other plays. Juan Soto under fantasy score. You also have some League of Legends and CS2. These are direct comparisons to Hot Streak that you can't see. That's just underneath our cameras. But Hot Streak has Hansama at 15.5 kills, so 0.5 higher than PrizePicks. But not only that, Hot Streak is a dynamic payout platform, and they are juicing the over of 15.5 at minus 175. You get this 0.5 lower, and you get it at minus 119 in a 5 or 6 man flex on PrizePicks. 24.5 on PrizePicks for Laser, and set to 25.5 with juice on the over on Hot Streak here. So some direct comparisons. But that's kind of how you use Daily Grind Fantasy, right? To manually line compare. But then also, they do have the AI slip generator, if that is something that people are interested in, where it literally builds out full slips for you guys to tail. All you do is simply build out, or you just load up the tool, refresh it, a slip pops up, place it, knowing that you are getting the best possible value for long-term profitability, right? So they're only going to pump out slips that are profitable, and all you do is click this Bet on PrizePicks button, and boom, you can enter it. Does it all for you guys. If you want access to the tools at Daily Grind Fantasy, linked in the description of this YouTube video, you guys can get access to Daily Grind Fantasy 25% off. You use code SURGE. So code SURGE will get you 25% off your first month of Daily Grind Fantasy. But yeah, that's kind of how you use it. I mean, it's been on fire. The AI slip generator, like, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie. Lately, it's like I don't even feel like building out my own slips on the actual tool. Like, I'm just like, dude, I'm going about my day, notification or something from Daily Grind Fantasy, slip has hit the tool, boom, bust it out. And then, or if I've just got a second throughout the day, I'll just load up the tool, refresh it a couple times, see if something pops up, boom, get it in. And guys, it's been on fire the last week and a half or so. So make sure you guys are checking that out.
I'll relate it to a little bit of like a grocery side curbside pickup. I don't know if you've ever done that, but it's like similar to it, to where it's like, once you try it and it's like, wow, this is actually kind of nice. And then you never step foot inside a grocery store anymore, because it's like, it's so simple and easy now. Cause I've gotten to the same way. Like I just wait for the email notifications, or if it's just like, I'm on my phone or whatever, I'll just go check the website and see if they have something for me. I'm like, okay, cool. And I'll go place it. And it's just like, yeah, it doesn't take a lot of time to even go to the optimizer and build it out myself.
Yeah.
But I save significant amount of time just going to the AI generated slip, and it's producing like crazy, like you said. Over this last week, I mean, I don't even know how many units it's gone up just in 1 week alone, but just out of this world.
Yeah, I mean, since launch. So we're creeping up on almost a year since the tool was launched, essentially. And it's up almost 13, or it's up 1,360 units since 1 year ago almost. Like, absolutely insane. 8/18 is when it launched of last year. So we'll see. Hey, and right now, it's doing this. And it was doing it without MLB, right? Now we have MLB, esports, WNBA, right? But coming up, just a month away almost, we're going to be having college football, NFL. Oh my God, I cannot wait. It's so close. So close. But yes,
Cooking.
Daily Grind Fantasy code
Absolutely.
SURGE, guys. Little bit of touching on this. Let's do it. Xander Schauffele wins the Open, his second major championship, by 2 strokes. He shoots a 65. The gentleman in second place, Justin Rose, shot a 67. So it ends up losing by 2. So Schauffele turned it on, had a really good last round to win the Open. I say that to say this: the more important golf round was mine yesterday, right? Who cares about Xander Schauffele winning his second, major? Cool for him, right? I didn't get millions of dollars for my golf round yesterday. Sounds way more fun. So yeah, I actually got to golf yesterday, which, dude, golfing is the best. It's just the best. Like, competition wise with your friends, your buddies, and then like competition with yourself, right? That's the hard part. So me and my buddies used to do a lot of like 2v2s, like best balls and stuff, just for competition. Like, none of us are super good or anything, so we wanted to keep it competitive in that fashion, right? Now we're all getting to the point to where, like, we're doing pretty solid, consistent hits, consistent contact, and like doing pretty solid. Well, yesterday I started off really hot. I was like, I think I went like par. No, it was par, bogey, like birdie, and then bogey or something like that, which is really good for me. It was something of that nature. I texted my wife, "Hey, doing pretty good today. Hopefully the next update's great." Boom, triple bogey, next hole. I'm like, God bless, dude. Come on.
Spoke a little too soon.
Yeah,
Spoke a little too
so
soon.
so yeah, I learned to not text her mid round about how I'm doing. But no, all right. Let me fast forward. End of the round, I had some ups and downs. I was actually putting really well. I had my 52 from short range was doing really good. That's a shot I have not had in my bag, and over the last couple times I've been going, I'm starting to get really good with it. So I love that for myself, because I used to just bump and run an 8-iron, like, with everything, and like if there's a bunker in my way, like, I had no shot for it. Like, I was just, now I got it in my bag, so I'm feeling better about it. Fast forward, up and down round. I come to on the 18th hole, right? Water on the left side, perfect drive. Pipe my drive right down the middle. I go to hit water on the left side of the green, and not only that, but like the slope of the, like, off the green, it's just like, if you hit it on this side of the thing, it's gonna trickle into the water probably. I hit and I blade my 7-iron, I think it was, and it is flying so fast and low, it skips off the water and like up onto that like little hill, and then ends up trickling back down into the water. So I had to
Oh,
take a drop from over there, and then my 52 that's been great all day. I hit it off the toe a little bit. It made it onto the green, but made it a further putt for me. So now I shorty a putt, a long putt. I leave it short putt like 7 feet, which was probably my longest putt of the day that I had to actually try. Leave it short 7 feet. I have a 7 footer to break 90 to shoot 89, and missed it. I ended up shooting a 90. I ended up
dang.
shooting a 90, but still, like a 90 is a great round for me. My best round ever is like an 86, and that's with like probably like one or two mulligans, and that was in Arizona with rental clubs. It was like the weirdest round. It was just me and my wife, and if anybody didn't believe it, my brother, I was telling him like, dude, I'm playing so good right now. You should see the course too, because I was in Arizona. I FaceTimed him for like four holes, and I think I went par, birdie, par, par in the 4 holes I was FaceTiming him. I was like, you seen it live. Like I was playing insane that day. So 86 my best round. I almost shot 89 that day. So playing pretty good. Usually I'm right around like anywhere from 95 ish, right around 95 ish. I'll say to like 100. It's kind of where I'm at. So
I was I would kill for a sub 90. Like I still have not hit that mark yet. So props to you for even having that ability. So really that last hole, it was that one seems like it was the one slope because that was a one stroke penalty for you. And that's what kind of did it.
yeah, took a drop
Sucks.
and then I'm hitting. Then I drop on the bottom like by the water. So then like I'm hitting like uphill with the 52, and then just whatever. It would have felt really good. So I added up my score right before I teed off on 18. This is funny, and I was like, man, I'm at a 79 right now. And then my buddy's like, what the hell? He's like, I mean, like you've been playing pretty good, but like a 70, like 79 through. He adds it up. I must have skipped the hole when I was adding, and he was like, no, dude, you're at 83 or whatever. So yeah, I whatever. I mean, it was a good round though. It was fun. It was on a course that we really don't get to play often. That's one of the nicer courses in my area, so it was fun.
Yeah, I feel like that's obviously where I want to be. Like I said, I'm so bad, but like where I have to kind of meet in the middle is like I've got to kind of do the scramble play a little bit for it to be competitive for anybody or fun for me at least. Because like you said, I have a competition versus myself. It's just because like I beat myself up every single shot. Like I hit it and it's straight, it's good. I'm like, I figured this game out. The next one, I just absolutely slice it, bends, goes into the woods, and it's just like I just lost that ball. And I'm like,
Dude,
Mulligan, let's do this again. I'm not taking that shot.
hardest game there is for sure.
It's so fun once you figure it out. So fun once you figure it out.
For scramble play too is fun because you could just be the guy that just drains that putt, and like you didn't have to do anything before, and then all of a sudden you just make a 7 footer and your team's like, yes.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like I actually contributed when I know that for sure I wouldn't even be putting for par ever
But
if it was
also
just me.
they're making you go first, so you give them the line.
Yeah, right.
Oh god, everybody needs that. Every scramble team needs that guy that can give the line though. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
MLB trade deadline approaching July 30th. Hoping my Red Sox are gonna buy. I mean, we're kind of on the cusp of making it. I know this 3-game sweep that just happened to us probably didn't help, but I think we should buy. Red Sox, do they ever buy? Basically never, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Who is somebody realistically that you would want to this team?
Pete Alonso or
Okay.
Vladdy.
Vladdy?
Vladdy wouldn't be
All right.
bad.
Well,
We do need some pitching though. Garrett Crochet,
I feel
I
like
know, is going around to every single team that wants him. It's probably like the highest wanted pitcher, or the most wanted pitcher, I should say, right now. Would take that. I mean, anything. Give me anything. Give me any type of big name or somebody that can contribute right away, come in and start, or help us in the pitching staff, and I'll be happy. Just do something.
Yeah.
Don't just do nothing. That's all I ask. Just don't do nothing.
Yeah, no, I get that, especially for y'all. Like I know again we had mentioned this earlier, so we don't have to necessarily beat it up again, but like y'all have put yourself in a really good contention. I do feel like if y'all had to prioritize anything, I would say prioritize the pitching over the hitting for sure. Like I feel like y'all's scoring can get by. It's kind of the pitching that y'all just need one more kind of starter to really solid out because y'all can compete with your bats, but then it's kind of the inconsistent pitching. I feel like that's where it gets in and out. Whereas like the Braves, and like that's what I'm saying. Like I know that we're going to be buyers. It's who are we getting? I know that a lot of the times we've been rumored to get Jazz Chisholm, and I would absolutely love that. He's one that makes sense for us. We can't afford a big time player like Pete Alonso. We can't afford a Vladdy or any of these types of guys. So I feel like a Jazz Chisholm is a very interesting one. We need that outfielder arm, kind of that utility player. So he's someone that I hope that we are able to grab by the time this thing's all said and done.
That'd be awesome. I didn't even realize he had 13 home runs. He homered yesterday. And I was like, it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned him because, I looked down my phone. I was like, damn, he's got 13. I feel like I haven't seen his name popping up too much home run wise, but 13 is not too bad.
And he doesn't. We're not going to obviously have him for the power on this team. We don't need that. But 13 for him is a solid season.
Yep.
And like he's coming off of back-to-back solid seasons. So, and he's on a terrible Miami team. So let's get him off of there. He's a young star, bright young star that I think he just is in the wrong market right now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I wouldn't want to play for the Marlins if I was anybody in the league right now. And also, you're getting some speed too with that fella. So he's fast. So
exactly.
That would be nice to also have. I mean,
but
see where it goes.
Yeah, and then also talking about the trade deadline, that's kind of where my game was headed. One of the biggest names, though, it's Vladdy. So with this game, it's kind of a would you rather. So we're going to start it off by, he's obviously with Toronto right now. I'm going to give you about 5 different teams. And then would you rather him stay with Toronto or just go to this team if he can improve them? So anyways, first team, it was actually, I kind of wanted to do it for you. I knew what you would say, but it's the Boston Red Sox.
Oh, yeah. Send him to the Red Sox.
Would you rather him? Yeah. And then, again, I think that's what you were saying. Like that would be a fun team to add him in. Okay, so now I'm actually going to go down the line. Let's keep him Toronto or Seattle Mariners.
Get him off Toronto. Send him to the Mariners. The Mariners are just kind of like they're on the come up, but like I don't know how sustainable their success is right now. But yeah, get him to the Mariners. Get him off Seattle. Get him off Toronto.
Okay. New York Yankees.
No, don't put him on the Yankees. Keep him in Toronto. I only say that because it's the Yankees and they get anybody and everybody they want. And I'm a Red Sox fan. Screw the Yankees. I hope they get nobody at the trade deadline this year. But also, don't want him on Toronto because, dude, they're just a burning. Like, I thought they were supposed to be this up-and-coming team with the Orioles. And the Orioles went here. Toronto went here. So, I feel bad for him. I want to see him thrive somewhere. It sucks that his dad was on the team and this was supposed to be a good story. Get him off Toronto, but keep him there instead of going to the Yankees.
Got it. Another team that you may not like, Houston Astros.
I think I'd rather see him go to the Astros than see his career burn in Toronto.
Interesting. Okay. Last one, which I think would be a little fun, Kansas City Royals.
Ooh, that would be sick. Outside of the Red Sox, that's probably be my favorite one, to be honest with you. Like, get him in KC. That'd be sick. Bobby Witt, him on the same team. Like, I'd love that. So, yeah, outside the Red Sox, give me KC for Vladdy. That'd be awesome. I hope that comes true.
And
I'm almost like, man, you know what? They could have him. Like, that'd be fun.
Right.
Like, it sounds too good. Yeah. Sounds too perfect.
Yeah, and I know that the only issue right now, which I've heard a lot with this Kansas City Royals team, is they don't have anybody in the top 100 in terms of prospects. So their terms of trading, they're a little bit hands tied. They don't have a lot to will and deal to add and complete this roster, who is actually really fun. Even Salvador Perez, like adding him to this lineup with Salvador Perez and Bobby Witt, would be so fun. And again, I think it's something that the MLB needs. But realistically, the Royals aren't in a position to get this done, which is unfortunate for everybody.
That makes me sad. I didn't know that. I thought there was still some slight
Yeah.
chance. Okay, well, hey, to the Red
I mean,
Sox
there
it
is.
goes. There it is.
Right. Made that clear. Realistically, I think the dark horse in the list that this happened. I realistically see this Seattle Mariners team going all in on a heavy batter. I don't know if that's going to be Pete Alonso. I don't know if that's going to be Vladdy Guerrero, and it's because their pitching is dominant.
Mm-hmm.
Like they are a contender in terms of pitching. But if you look at their runs scored, I think they're 3.5 runs scored on the season per game. Like you're not going to win a ton of games like that. But now, like they're in first, or I don't remember exactly where the division is in terms of them in Houston. I know it's kind of gone back and forth these last couple of games. I don't know where it was at exactly on this point in time. But with that, Seattle needs a heavy hitter. They need someone with a little bit of pop in their bat. They've got a fun team. Julio Rodriguez is on that team as well. Like Ty France is their current first baseman. And he can stay their first baseman and slide Vladdy into this DH spot, and it could be a really fun team as well. I think that Seattle's just going to be a heavy buyer. They're going to give up a lot because of how good that pitching staff is.
Yeah, I mean, you need a pitching staff like that if you're going to do anything in the postseason for sure. And they are actually tied. Seattle and Houston are tied at this very second of recording. Offensively, they're inconsistent, as you mentioned. So getting a bat like that would help certainly, and try and push them over that. I don't mind Seattle for him either. For some reason, I'm not bought in to that team. I know the pitching's good. You're right. The pitching is great, but I don't know. I'm not bought into it. I just still feel like they're a little mediocre. And maybe what they do need is that bat. So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited, dude. I love trade deadlines for all sports. It's so fun because you get a mid-season shuffle, dude. You never know who could take a team to the next level. Baseball, it's a little tough, right, to change the game as one person, but like, still, the trade deadlines in all sports are just a lot of fun to think about and just think about who could be on what team, what they could do for them.
Yeah, and it just adds that added excitement that second half of the season because not only are you excited about the potential of these landing spots, then once you even figure out where they're going, then it's okay. Now, what is this guy going to do after this trade deadline? Like, how is he going to look in this lineup? So then it's like, obviously, we're tuning in. We're nearing the end of this season. We're a couple months away. So it's going to be really exciting to see where he goes. And really, any of these teams listed, I don't know if realistically he'll go to the Yankees just because I don't know if they can afford them. I think that they're tied up in a situation a lot like the Braves. They're going to have to buy somebody a little bit lower down the list, like a Jazz Chisholm or somebody like that, where they can't afford a Vladdy. But I have heard a lot of rumors that they're interested.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past the Yankees. They pull money out of there, you know what. And all of a sudden, they just get the biggest guy in the market and then the biggest pitcher on the market. It just, where it comes from, I don't know. The Red Sox got plenty of money. They just like to just walk around with boatloads of cash in their pockets instead of, getting good bats or pitchers. So, man, I'm getting fired up now. The Red Sox better get somebody. Hopefully this does not bite me in the butt. But yeah, hope they get somebody. But all right, I think that's gonna be it for the episode 9 of the Sideline Surge. Was a good one. Had fun with it. DJ, any last words for this episode?
Oh, let's go see if I can finish out this Texas State dynasty. That's all I got.
Let's do it. All right, guys. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you in the next one.